I would like to discuss something that you're not going to hear about on any mainstream media outlet, and that is the current extermination of the Yemeni people by Saudi Arabia and its coalition that's enabling it to do this. So, recently, I believe it was January the 21st, several days ago, the Saudis essentially killed over 60 people in Yemen, and it caused a nationwide internet blackout. And like a thief in the night, this has occurred, and you haven't heard anything about it, especially on the mainstream media. If you have, maybe I haven't seen it because I definitely don't watch that nonsense. But I would like to discuss what's going on here. This is an article from Reuters that details the following. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned airstrikes by a Saudi-led coalition in Yemen on Friday that reportedly killed at least 60 people in a detention center in the Houthi-led Sada province. A Reuters witness said several people, including African migrants, died in the attack. Guterres spokesman Stefan Dujarric said further deadly airstrikes had been reported elsewhere in Yemen, among which children those killed, with children among those killed. An airstrike on telecommunications facilities in Hodeida has also significantly disrupted vital internet services across much of the country. Dujarric said in a statement the Secretary General calls for prompt, effective, and transparent investigations into these incidents to ensure accountability. Save the Children said in a statement that 3 children were reportedly killed in the western city of Hodeida. The Saudi-led military coalition has been fighting the Iran-aligned Houthi group in Yemen since 2015. The coalition said the report of dozens of deaths on Friday would be investigated using an internationally approved independent process. It has intensified airstrikes on what it says are Houthi military targets after the group carried out an unprecedented assault on coalition member the United Arab Emirates on Monday, and further missile and drone launches at Saudi sites. Dujarric said Guterres reminds all the parties that they are obliged to ensure the civilians are protected against the dangers arising from the military operations, adhering to the principles of proportionality, distinction, and precaution. The UN Security Council condemned the Houthi attack on the UAE and other sites in Saudi Arabia in a statement on Friday after a closed-door meeting requested by the UAE. The UAE joined the 15-member council this month for a 2-year term. Asked about the airstrikes on Yemen on Friday, UAE UN Ambassador Lana Nusibeh told reporters the coalition undertake to abide by international law and proportionate response in all its military operations. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud on Friday to reaffirm a U.S. commitment to help Gulf allies improve their defense and underscore the importance of mitigating civilian harm, the State Department said. Later, Blinken said in a statement that the heightening of the conflict was of great concern to the United States and called on all sides to de-escalate the conflict, in which the coalition intervened after the Houthis ousted the internationally recognized government of the capital, Sana'a, has killed tens of thousands of people, displaced millions, and pushed Yemen to the verge of famine. So this is outstanding here. So another attack on the Yemeni people, further making them endure this vast extermination at the hands of Saudi Arabia and their allies, one of them being us, the United States of America. And this isn't being discussed at all. And as I read in the tail end of that article there, I know I probably botched a lot of the words and names, but that's neither here nor there. Yemen is on the verge of a famine. Look, the situation in Yemen is similar to the situation in Afghanistan right now. With Yemen, it's probably the most acute humanitarian crisis that we're facing in the entire world right now with what's going on to those people. And if you can harken back, the Biden administration came out several months ago, it may be damn near a year ago at this point, or almost a year ago. They said they're going to stop aiding Saudi Arabia with the Yemen situation offensively. And they're only going to help them defensively. We can just classify everything as defense. I mean, that's what's happening here. Antony Blinken come out and basically just reaffirm with the foreign minister there, yeah, we're going to continue to help with your defense. Well, none of this is defense. Okay, so we have the Houthis, which is who Saudi Arabia is supposedly fighting. They're actually not fighting the Houthis. They're fighting literally everyone. They're exterminating innocent people and children, mind you, okay? These aren't just other military enemies that they're killing here, okay? That's not what's going on. And so they reaffirm, oh yeah, we're definitely going to help you with defense. Okay, well, one population is the Houthis, people that don't have a whole lot, people that are pretty much on their own. And the other entity is a rich country that's backed by the most powerful military in history. That being Saudi Arabia and the United States of America and the UK as well, and so on and so forth. And nothing is being done about this. You know, there should be mass demonstrations in the streets of America for the American government to stop this nonsense. And by stop it, I mean stop giving them the weapons. Stop providing them the funds. You know, they're a cuck to Saudi Arabia, to the leaders over there. The American government is. It's kind of like the same situation that we have with Israel. So we fund Israel's Iron Dome while the people of Israel get to enjoy a single-payer healthcare system, a universal healthcare system, while Americans don't. And we say that we help them with their defense while they assault the people of Gaza, the Palestinians. Wow. So we're helping a very rich country that has universal health care with their defense. They're backed by, once again, the strongest military in history as they exterminate a population that has close to nothing, kind of similar to what the Houthis are dealing with. I mean, this is outstanding. And this is all ideological in the minds of those people in Saudi Arabia. I mean, look, the Houthis, they are indeed aligned with Iran. We don't like Iran either. We, as in the American government. Saudi Arabia, the people that are leading that country, though, they are Sunni Muslims. The people in the Houthis, the people in Yemen, they are Shia. And so this is an ideological conflict, and they're upset that the government that they were aligning with were overthrown, and they've been fighting ever since, essentially. That's the short, blatant, layman terms history of the matter. But people are needlessly dying. This is a crisis. They're experiencing a famine, a great famine. Saudi Arabia is also blocking food and what have you from going into this country. And this is they're going along unchecked. And nothing is happening about this. The same situation in Afghanistan. We decimated the country. We finally pull out, but we've frozen all of their assets, and we're not allowing any money to get there. And as a result, 1 million children are set to starve over this winter, and they're experiencing a great famine as well. And they're begging us to release their funds so that they can help their people. But we're upset that the propped up government that we had in place got overthrown by the Taliban at the drop of a hat. I mean, look, man, this is terrible. The actions of the United States government continue to be reprehensible. And I mean, it's people need to call this stuff out, because these things happen and they don't get reported on. And I mean, how many people do you think know about this? Like, how many just regular Americans, regular schmegular Americans do you think are aware of what's going on right now in terms of this crisis in Yemen, in terms of this crisis in Afghanistan? I mean, the amount of people that are up to date with this stuff is minuscule, and it really goes to show you the terrible job that our media does, and I would guess they are going to continue to do.